What's up? What's going on? What's up, y'all? It's your boy 800 Stizzles, baby. You know what I'm saying? T Dub, welcome to Thailand TV. It's God, man, the man's form. Prophet de jour. Here. I'm here to tell y'all, man. Here to talk to y'all, man, about the prophecies, man. You know what I'm saying? Real life. You know what I mean? I've been t- that's what I've been trying to tell y'all, man, for so long. We're gonna touch a little bit about this tonight. You know what I'm saying? But this is exciting, right? This is the whole real life, right? I think that's more of. I think people used to turn away from talking heads. You know what I'm saying? Or they had multiple. You know what I'm saying? Shows with multiple people on there. But now I think everybody's starting to realize how important it is to be a little bit more direct. You know what I'm saying? I think this form of realism is a little bit more genuine. You know what I'm saying? It can hardly be faked. Um, because this interpersonal stuff, and like I said, we'll get into a little bit of it. That's why I hope I when I create my shows, man, I create them about the things that I think about. You know what I'm saying? My daily affirmations filled into all of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, with everything I got going on, providing y'all with something on Monday nights. You know what I'm saying? One week, kind of cramming all my thoughts into one thing. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm gonna bring it to you guys, and I'm gonna come with. You know what I'm saying, just conversations and topics and just knowledge, you know what I'm saying, honestly, for real, just real knowledge, you know what I'm saying, that's all I'm trying to give you, different perspective on things, you know what I'm saying, so that's what we do out here in Thailand TV, you know what I mean, man, yeah, this weekend or Friday, senior night, my son's senior night, man, so that was pretty dope, pretty emotional, um, you know me, man. I smile and everything about everything, and um, it's my defense mechanism. You know what I'm saying? When I'm smiling and goofing and having a good time, most of the time it's my defense mechanism. So, it was bittersweet. Um, seeing him and like I say, man, this is Thailand TV, man. I don't hold punches for nobody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gets shots around here. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gets shots around here, but we had to play on Burnsville football field, man, for our homecoming. We had to play at Rosemount, and then we had to play our senior night at Burnsville, man. I'm a little taken back by that, man. You know what I'm saying? That's on everything because, especially what the 2026 class brought to this program for them to have to do. That's like I said, this Thailand TV, man. I don't hold punches for nobody. See, I'm the same dude when I'm with you as the same dude here on the TV, right? And it just, you know what I mean. I know it was some political things that caused the decisions that were made, but at the same time, man, it was like I said, it was really bittersweet. You know what I'm saying? Because it didn't feel like home. You know what I'm saying? Like people that real sports junkies. You know what I'm saying? Like they understand what I'm talking about. Like it just didn't really feel like home. And I understand you know, the the importance of taking care of endangered species and I don't know all the rules of it, but I do understand that. At the same time, like I said, that's why the word bittersweet was created because that's what it is. Was a celebratory moment, but at the same time, I wish it could have been done. Uh, Dope for these young men because 2026 boys, man, they crackulating, man. They was crackulating. So, and I think that the football team is prime for a good run right now. So that's also added to the bittersweet because we lost. Yeah, we lost. But this is the thing. Look, this is what I always talk about. See, I always talk about winning, right? How to win. This is the mentality that I'm talking about because when you talk about how to win, yes, people just automatically just take the word win and roll with that, but they don't understand. Sometimes winning is learning from the losses. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you have another game. Especially if you got another game. You know what I'm saying? Pick your feet up, learn, watch the video, watch the film, figure out what the hell happened. You know what I'm saying? And get back out there. But man, I'm talking about once again, a second half. We gotta stop being only second half teams, y'all. You know what I mean? We gotta start knocking people in their head from the gut, from the jump. You know what I mean? From jump ball, from the whistle. You know what I mean? So Second half was really a very um, exploratory um, fragment of what this team can do. You know what I'm saying? Like just defensively. I mean, I swear it was three turnovers, three fumbles, one fumble recovery that was called. See what I'm saying? Like, because this is what my boy, my dogs, my young kings. They know what I'm talking about. I've been talking to you about this for years. I've been telling young kings. I can talk to y'all now like grown people. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I've been telling y'all for years. Referees ain't messing with us. So what? You know what I'm saying? It's time for us to go get it. It's time for y'all. That's what learning how to win is all about. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand that urgency. You got to understand. Okay, it's time to kick some butt now. And especially with the team, like I wouldn't be talking this crazy about a team that I know, you know what I'm saying, ain't equipped. You know what I'm saying? Like this team's equipped. You know what I mean? They got whips on here. You know what I mean? They got studs on here, dog. So you know what I mean? Like, and I think they prime for one, man. They got that one of the prodigal sons has returned. You know what I'm saying? So I think it'll be a theatrical ending to the football class of 2026. So, uh, you know what I'm saying? My dogs, man. My dogs, it's time to go get it, man. You know what I'm saying? Time to do that thing. Oh, yeah, the basketball team, cracking, cracking, cracking heads. So, I think that the biggest thing about retention, I think retention is huge. Um, I think that numbers, retention and numbers. And as long as you got that, you got a strong foundation to build programs with. Um, I always recognize when um, areas are deficient of population. You know what I'm saying, and put an emphasis on figuring out how and where the well is running dry at. Usually, most of the time, it's at the younger ages. You know what I'm saying? If you can filter that stuff through from the association level, um, it runs deep, man, and that's. I'll explain more about that in my movie South of the River, but you know what I'm saying, that goes deep. You know what I'm saying, like that goes deep, and it goes in the beginning, and it goes into the roots of your program. So, but right now, man, it's cracking off. It's cracking off at Apple Valley. So, the football team, man, y'all better be ready to ride, boy. Be ready to ride up on this, excuse my language. What I'm talking about, it's late night TV. Yeah. Um, so real quick, um, I wanted to throw out something else about to all my kings. Anyone that's watching this that's just going through situations with um, um, having children, right, and not being with women. Um, you guys got to have conversations because the best thing to do is to talk it out. I think that not a lot of more a lot of knowledge in what choices and things that you have between the two of you is very important. Because once it becomes, this is just a heads up one real quick, daily affirmation. I told you I'm cramming all this stuff in on shows, right? Because what a lot of people don't understand is women don't understand this either, but men really don't really men really don't understand this. So what you got to realize is that once the state gets involved in your case, it becomes a situation. I've told you guys this before, a little bit touched on it a little bit before. Once they get involved in your case, then it becomes basically their decisions. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up, like really, like they control everything that's being said and done. You know what I'm saying? To the bottoms and the roots of the tutors. They persuade manipulate everything. So why I bring this up is young men and telling young men to go get DNA tests is actually a trick. It's actually a trick. I'm gonna try, hey man, hey, I'm just gonna be dropping jewels up in here, right? I'm just gonna drop jewels on you. And this is why. So if you're going to do that, do it privately, right? Do it privately. You're on your own. Pay for it on your own. Do it privately, right? And because once you show the court that you question paternity, and all you gotta do is just say you weren't with that person at the time at the time of conception. All you gotta do is just say that. If you be like, yeah, I know she wasn't banging nobody else, they might be like, all right. But otherwise, if you mark anything else, they automatically mark it as something that needs to be DNA tested. And then once they DNA tested, child support becomes involved. And once child support comes involved, you have no choice in the matter. So, like I said, man, my daily affirmations, man, this is just for entertainment purposes only. You know what I'm saying? If you take it, blessings. If you don't, what it meant for you, pass it on. Pass it on, man. Pass it on. Passing it. Passing, right? I want to touch on passing a little bit, man. I feel like passing is like a lost art right now. I swear, literally, it's a lost art. Like it's so lost of an art that when somebody makes a pass, right? When somebody makes a pass, they be like, "Dude, did you see that?" It be just a regular pass, right? Just a regular pass is like one of the, one of the biggest top 10, top 5, you know what I'm saying? Regular pass, right? No, come on now, though, for real. It'd be some, you know what I mean? It'd be some dime droppers in the game. So don't get me wrong on that. But I'm just saying, I'm pointing out that sometimes it's been some highlights where it's just been like a regular little, you know what I'm saying, pass. So, but I think that's because it's a lost art, man. People aren't emphasizing how much it is important to move the basketball. And the reason why I speak the way I speak is because we're moving further and further and further away from it. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool. You know what I'm saying? But I think it dilutes the game. I think it makes kids even out more so than stand out. And I think that getting rid of the assists gets rid of team ball. It gets rid of the effort of doing something for your brother. And I think that's what's missing. That's what's missing a lot from our game. I think that's what college. I talk about this stuff and I touch on this stuff a lot of times. Like I said, it's just for knowledge. But I think that's what college coaches are having problems with because they don't want to come into a situation where they got to bring a kid in where they got to reprogram them into understanding how to play team ball. And that's what they're talking about with coming out kids that are coming out of high school. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a willing passer. You can't be a passer that just passes the ball. Um, and then, I mean, in football, you can't be always, you know what I'm saying, me. You know what I'm saying? You got to learn to play within each other. You got to learn how to play for each other. Um, it just makes a different game. And these are only words to help with team sports. You know what I'm saying? If you're playing individual sports, and in some individual sports, you rack up the score individually for a team anyway. So, but still at the same time, in that concept, you're still trying to think of how to, make the team win. I think that's a lost art. Um, Emphasizing on the making assists in basketball. You know what I'm saying? I think that is evidence of our culture, especially because I think basketball is the biggest representation of the culture right now. I think with the whole swag. I mean, um, your boy. You know what I'm saying? AI. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about a little bit of real AI. You know what I'm saying? No, not real AI. Not real AI. Not real. We'll talk about AI a little bit later, but yeah, shout out to what I'm saying AI. You know what I'm saying? He brought a whole swag to the game, man. He taught people that you could be yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't have to hold a facade. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, and that's just me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like that, man. Like I said, I'm the same when I see you, when I don't see you. You know what I'm saying? I'm the exact same. You know what I mean? I don't change. I don't fake it. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably why I bump heads with a lot of people because that's just not me. You know what I'm saying? I don't have ulterior motives. You know what I mean? So I'm on that vibe. You know what I'm saying? My end of the battery, my positive end of the battery is bouncing off. For some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why, you know what I'm saying? But hey, I'm on that vibe, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean, we gotta get back to that, and that's putting kids in the mindset of you don't have to hold it on your shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Unless it gets down to about 2 minutes of the game, you know what I'm saying? We gotta get a TD, you know what I'm saying, or we need a three busy, you know what I mean? One of the things, right? But you have a team. You know what I'm saying? Work with the team. See where the team is at. If you're in a situation where the team, I've been in situations like that. I remember one time I was at the LA Fitness hooping it with the guys, and we was hooping. You know, sending back when you had to put your name on the wall, you know, or on the paper on the wall. You know, saying I put my name on the thing, man. Put my name on the thing. I go out there and and these four little young dudes. I'm looking about, it was like about 15, 16 years old, you know what I'm saying? Not that much of a hoopers. I'm like, oh man, what this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, but then it was crazy, man. The young dudes went off though, but that's what you gotta do. You gotta gauge your team and see where it's at. You know what I mean? And pick your spots. You know what I'm saying? Pick your spots. Um, it's one thing I always understood about assists is that there's no percentage for assists. You know what I'm saying? 100%. You know what I'm saying? It's a guarantee. That's what kills me about why people don't emphasize making assists more often. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like an assist is because I always tell kids when I'm coaching, I tell kids all the time. I say a good pass leads to a good shot. I say if you watch somebody make a good pass, you'll probably see a swish. Or a dunk. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's 100%. You know what I mean? So, like, I understand everybody want to shoot way out, but that's about 30. The best shoot about 40% from back there. And assist get you 100%. You know what I'm saying? I understand. I was a math dude, man. I was a nerd back in the day. I tell people about that all the time. I was a nerd. You know what I'm saying? That was just me, man. I was like that, man. I was a nerd like that, man. And I put everything in the map. I mean, shoot pool, darts. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what, playing football, track. I mean, it's all, to me, it's all like a mathematical formula. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what, like I said, being a nerd first was like, I think was the best thing for me. I mean, because I'm for real. Like, I'm real deal with talking about this stuff. Like, and most of the people that if they're watching my shows, they my age. They understand where I'm coming from. So I'm like Zenith. You know what I'm saying? I'm Zenith program. You know what I'm saying? I'm Zenith program, like for real. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like summer 8th grade at computer camp. Niggas in the hood, niggas in the hood playing this shit, and kicking it, hanging out, hooping. I'm a motherfucking computer camp. You know what I'm saying? Think I'm lying. Ask one of my homegirls, you know what I'm saying? My lawyer, my personal consultant, you know what I'm saying? Mine, I tell you, we was at computer camp. Said learn about computers. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna talk a little bit about that. We'll talk a little bit about that later. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? It just kind of was a little backstory. That's why I tell people about this little backstory too, more so through my shows. But that dimensions, you know what I'm saying, it crossed over through them dimensions. So at one point in time I was um, um, into the books and into the artistry, into the playing instruments. You know what I'm saying? Working with dimensions. You know what I'm saying? Just off that wild stuff, right? And then I made, then I got on varsity. You know what I mean? And I got on varsity team, man. The bomb squad, man. That was a whole different world right there. That opened my eyes to a whole different realm. Um, and then start hanging out with my boy Tap and E. You know what I'm saying? Hannah, roll through the hood. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Roll through the south side. You know what I'm saying? Where? You know what I'm saying? Trade, you know how it is. You know what I mean? So um, that road path, you know what I'm saying, was able for me to afford the ability to live in a couple of different dimensions and understand the languages of those dimensions. Uh, uh, being able to blend in with my surroundings and my environment, but at the same time, having that first in my younger years, just learning books, man, just reading vocabulary, giving me the knowledge to just open my mind and be able to listen and understand. And that's important for athletes now today. It's trying to reel them back into that type of mentality because I've said this before: basketball, sports, football, anything is 90% mental and 10% ability. So, yeah, you know how we do, man. But and that's why you can't fall for the smoke and mirrors, man. That's the whole thing about with this whole sports situation, with everybody thinking we gotta jack up as many shots as you can. You can't fall for the smoke and mirrors, man. Please don't fall for the smoke and mirrors, man. Because they will get you, bro. They will get you. They'll lead you. I'm sure you guys have seen that. There's a picture of it's like an old school picture artistry, and it's got a whole bunch of uh, uh, um, kids and basketball jerseys, basketball uniforms lined up to go into the offensive door, and in the defensive door they got like one person and with his dad right there. You know what I'm saying? That's the smoke and mirrors, man, because everybody's following this whole traffic going here, thinking that's what they want, man. And the crazy thing about society is the people are telling the people that the people want to be with are telling them this is not what we want. Man, hey, I'll tell you whose language that is, because that's not man language. I'm just saying that's not our language, man. You know what I'm saying? They telling you these coaches I'm trying to tell these people, man. These coaches is telling you, and the biggest thing that I want people to know is, and this is the one thing that I want to emphasize about winning. This is why it's important to win, because when you win, more people come and see you play. And if more people come and see you play, more people take a look at the stars of the team. More people, but not only that, more people come to watch the people that aren't the stars of the team. But when you're losing, what happens? The ones that think they're the stars of the team, all them get a little bit of people, and they be happy. And then the people that aren't so name brand don't get that many people. But once again, because I don't want you to deflect too far, if you win, more people will come and see you. And this is why. More people want to come and see good sports than people that just want to see highlight reels. We got to win. And everybody come out. Hey, but don't be fooled by the winning though. You know what I'm saying? Because I put this last, but I wanted to make a point about this too, real quick. T Wolves. So I'm rocking my shit. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know if you know this, but that's why I'm rocking my shit. T Wolves. That's why I'm rocking my shit. But nah, man. Hey, the T Wolves beat the brakes off of Long Dong Silver over there. It was a Chinese team. Um, long, something like that. But they got the brakes beat off of them, and you can laugh about it because I know you do, because I am too. But I think last thing I wanted to close out was some more sports stuff, because I love sports. But the last thing I wanted to close out before I go into my topic of the evening is just that the way my brain works, at the end of the game, the first thing I thought about was they still scored 74 points. I've seen games during the season be like 80, 82, 80 to 82, 82 to 80. This team scored 73 points. I get you blew them out by 60, but you couldn't stop them? Yeah. Always be like that. That's how my mind works. They ain't good enough. Should have crushed them. Put a foot on their neck. That's how I run that shit. Hey man, it's Thailand TV, man. Everybody get shots, man. My bad, T Wolves. Y'all did y'all thing, but y'all could have put a foot in their neck. All right, man. Look. So, yeah, buddy. So we're gonna talk a little bit about something that I've been peeping around, and it just made me go into a whole one of those quandaries where I just start questioning things and all that, whatever, blase, skippy. So we're gonna talk about what we refer to as the information superhighway. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm sorry to be all giddy about this, but this is what I love this one a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because what I'm trying to say is that information superhighway is the internet, which young people, y'all probably know what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. If you're watching my show, you should be in bed. You got school tomorrow, Monday. You know what I'm saying? But I'm tired of that TV. The information superhighway is something we this is my point. I blame our fathers for this, man. I blame our fathers for this. You know, I blame our fathers for the way that the world is integrated with technology. I blame our fathers for this. That's what they was out there doing. Out there doing crazy shit. Finding shit, crazy shit, good shit. They just they was doing buying all this stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? They was doing all this stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Guarantee you, they was out there doing all this stuff, man. And you know, I tell people when I try to reflect on this a lot is that at my, like, I'm 48 right now, and one of the things that I understand is that this world we're living in right now is the world that we made. My peers. I've said this to you before. This is the world we made. We made how things are. We made it like this, ladies and men of the age group that I am. We made it like this right now, right? So if you think about it, in everything comes full circle. You think about what the kids are doing right now. That's like, 15, 16, 17 years old. You think about their mindset and their mentalities and what they want. That's what they're going to make the world look like in 20 years. That's how it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? So, living in today's world, like I said, it's almost envious. You know what I'm saying? And my people, my guys have talked about this before. It's almost envious of these young kids and everything that they got. You know what I'm saying? What I just say. This is we living in the world that we make. We as kids and as growing up at 16, 17, we said, no, nah, this is not what we're gonna do. Once we got into our like low 20s, started having children, and we made a pledge that we were not going to be like our fathers. Women said, "Nah, we're not going to settle for bullshit no more. We're going to stand up for us." Look, this is this is how we made it. This is how we made it. You know what I'm saying? And I blame our fathers for that because they wanted to push us so much. And one of the things I talked about a little bit earlier today was being in computer camp. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Like I was in a situation where I was able to recognize the future. I was sat down with a little box in front of me. Sales keyboard, you know what I mean? With a keyboard. And they were like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Some things going around, some numbers, some lines, and all that, you know what I'm saying? To do something, make it do something. All right. You know what I'm saying? All right, you know what I mean? Make it do something. Cool. But and I mean, we'll take a trip down memory lane, but then you fast forward and you have YouTube. That's crazy, man. Like that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. That was the dream of the people when my kings when we were that age. This is the I just told you how we were trying to like make sure we didn't have our kids didn't had the things that we didn't have. And they do. They do. So this is how we made it. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna live in theirs about 20 years. You know what I'm saying, from what we have now. And you know, with this age going on of social media, and that's what we created. We created this thing, social media. You know what I'm saying? I think that we fast forward into a world where you can find everything on YouTube. You can find everything. I was one day. I was trying to fix my garbage disposal. I was like, man, stop working. I said, dang. Y'all know how it be, because after you haven't used it for a couple of days and it's broken, you're like, oh, what the heck? Kind of smelly in there. What the hell going on? So I was like, man, shoot, man. I looked up the thing. It was like, yeah, 90 just to come, $90 just to come there and see if there is a problem. You know what I'm saying? And if there is a problem, you put the 90 to the thing, but you got to pay the 90. I said, oh, man, this dude ain't getting me 90. You can get 90 out of me, bro. Went on YouTube. It's about shit. I think it was like Mary. You know how it is. You married. Gotta be Superman. So I went on YouTube. I put model number. Said replace. Gave me a 13-minute video. Follow that thing step by step. Bam. Thought I was Superman. Let's go. You can find anything on there. You can find anything interactive. You can find anything that's gonna help you, guide you, give you information, give you total information, total access to whatever information you want. That's crazy. We made it like that. There's no bound. There's no bound. I mean, Facebook. When I first got on Facebook about 2009, 8, 9, something like that. Coming out of MySpace. Coming out of MySpace. Popped over to Facebook. I was like, oh, and I said, I think it might have been E. I don't know. It was one of the bomb squads that I first linked up with on there. And I was like, because I was in Cali at the time. And I was like, dang. You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen my guy in like 2-3 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, or you know, but well, no. But wow, like 5 years, probably like why it's been back. But I ain't like, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever. But I was like, dang man, my guy, my roadie, boom, linked up. And I was like, man, that's cool. I was like, yo, you could be a friend and have a conversation with him across the thing. I was like, oh snap, this is crazy. But fast forward again, and now look, you can have events, you can have group conversations, you can send pictures, videos. You can pass information. It's crazy. I mean, look, if you think about it, right? Everyone speaks about how it's affected the dating world. It's information. It's free information. And that's the thing about a lot of people, because a lot of people are grapevine people. Like, you know what I'm saying? They crave the information. It's just the nuance of finding something new. You know what I'm saying? We've heard this many times, how people the conveniency of leaving relationships, you know, and it's caused by that free access of information of being able to find somebody else. You know, that's what it is. Man, but what's so crazy is, 'cause I live out in Apple Valley, and I was at Walmart. Yeah, I go to Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Thug, nigga, I go where it's cheap at. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to cut costs around here. But so I go to Walmart and I bump into this dude. And he like, you know how it is. You know what I'm saying? Little marketers when they at the audio video area. So he come up. He's like, "Hey man, what's up? What's up? What network you with, dog?" I was like, "Oh, I'm with a cool network." I said, "I'm with Spectrum." He's like, "Oh, Spectrum, man. Nah, man, how you know that, man? I work for Spectrum right now, man. I thought you might have been with somebody else." I said, "Nah, man." I said, "You know who's trying to come in the area? The Metrolink dudes." Hey, the Metrolink dudes trying to come in the area right now, man. They digging up everything, man. They dug up my yard and everything. Dude was like, "Oh man, they coming in, man. They can't mess with us." I was like, "Oh, for real? What you got, man?" 'Cause they gave you a flyer. What you got? It was competitive, you know what I'm saying? But it's still kind of funny to see how that little beef, you know what I'm saying? But Metrolink came in, man. Metrolink came in, and it's like um, was having a conversation about this before, and just talking about the monopoly that basically Spectrum had for a while, and I just thought it was ironic the way Metrolink came in. I mean, they're digging up everything. Like that's crazy. They came through because to be able, because I remember like back in the day, when they come to do the cable or whatever, they come to the box, turn the box on. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time they might have to put a satellite and all that. I'm talking about old school stuff, right? You know what I mean? But every once in a while, do some wires. But boy, when they dig up your yard, I'm like, hold up, you got to get, you know what I'm saying? Just to run through somebody's yard. That's somebody's property, dog. Like you got to get clearance. No, but that's I think weird, bro. I think weirder than everybody else. But I was like, the way Metrolink just came in here and just bulldozed and just rolled up to everybody's yard through parks and shit. I'm like, damn. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, they came in cold blooded, bro. Especially the way they was talking about how Spectrum had everything on lock for Metrolink just to come through and just lay their own. I mean, they ain't even hook up with they, because like I said, they come to a box. They usually come to like a little box. But them dudes came through and laid their own cable. I was like, damn. That's some OG stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Cutting the monopolies out, man. Undercutting the cost, man. Undercutting the competitor, dude. That's how you get that money, man. So Spectrum dudes, man. I told them boys, man, be on the lookout for Metrolink, man. And that's the thing too, man. Like you got to understand. This is a math thing too. You got to understand um, all that cables, bandwidth, that bandwidth stuff. Because it's like I had a conversation with my neighbor, and he was saying the same thing that I was having problems with. He was just talking about how he got his little 1G internet, and um, when he moving something, when he downloading or uploading, he said he probably get about 250. You know what I'm saying? A second. He's like, hold up, I was gee, what I'm talking about. I was the same thing. I said I get about right there. At the back, I probably got 325, 350. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the hell is up with that? He was like, yeah, man. I was like, dude, but that's that math stuff. You got to understand that, man. You know what I'm saying? How that bandwidth work. You know what I'm saying? And it's all you got to think about that. Like I told y'all before, I think who is it? China has a processor that can process the whole catalog of Netflix in like a second. You know how, do you know how much band do you know see that's what I'm saying? That's some nerd shit, you know what I'm saying? But that's the way you gotta think about it, like, and that's what people gotta understand. Like when we just in conversation with my neighbor, so let them know that okay, yeah, I get what you're saying, but you gotta look a bit less. Use the easiest mathematical equation. The easiest mathematical equation. Circle. Circle is the easiest mathematical equation to start with, right? If you think of it like that, right, you got to think about what can fit into that circle. You know what I'm saying? And what you're feeding it. And like I said, it's that math stuff, man. It's that nerdy shit, man. But that's the inners of it. You know what I'm saying? My guy Marley Marl, he I love that. You know what I'm saying? I love when Kings get knowledge like that. But that's what the in and outs of it is. You got to understand that too. But really, what you got to understand is how much information is being I mean, you think about that, a whole catalog, how many movies that is. You know what I'm saying? How many movies that is. And you think about when you're I do this all the time. I don't know if anybody does this, but you should. If you use phones like I use phones, every once in a while you gotta just go through your phone, just cut off all the screens, close all the screens, close them all. Just every once in a while, man. Every 2 days, just close all the screens. You know what I'm saying? Because it's running so much information. You know what I'm saying? If you think about how much stuff you can just watch through and scroll through, flip through, that's a lot of information that you've sent into your brain. You know what I'm saying? And look at it like your brain is a bandwidth. You know what I'm saying? How much information is you shoving in there? You know what I'm saying? So how much information is being left out because you're shoving so much in there? You know what I mean? Because it's man, there's no excuse for not having information. It's very accessible. Everything's at your fingertips. You know what I'm saying? Um, and that's the thing. I touched on a little bit. You know what I'm saying? In regards to the guy Allen Iverson, AI, the AI shit. That shit is taking over. So shit is taking over, man. That AI shit is taking over, bro. Like you can just push a button, tell it to do something, and it does it and creates it. That's crazy. That's some crazy stuff, man. It's infiltrating everything. Everything. And I understand I just said some words there, but you know, if you stop having the wool pulled over your eyes and start realizing, you know, saying the magnitude of what I just said, you know what I'm saying? Like AI is in everything. And my thing about it is too, I've always realized in life you gotta go with what the flow is because it's more people out here that's fads than it is people out here that you know 5 percenters. You know what I'm saying? That's why they're called the 5 percenters. These 95 of those motherfuckers ain't doing it right, right? So there's a lot of people sheep that just follow that lead, man. You know, we got to get to a point where um, we understand what's coming. You know, and that's the revolution of AI. We got to be able to communicate. Well, everything I say rolls back into the circle. That's why I was emphasizing about being a nerd, learning that first. You got to be able to understand. Um, I mean, shit, AI is in cars, man. AI is in cars, man. You got hot spots in AI in cars. In the car. Hey man, I was watching the show, man, the other day, or this little show. What I watch, Upload, cool little show, man. Sometimes I watch some little shows, man, that are cool, especially little sci-fi-ish. But yeah, dude driving around the car, man. His girlfriend called the car, told the car go somewhere else. Like, dang man, you better tell me, hey man, I'm trying to go. No, you going here. I was like, dang, man. AIs in cars, man. Some of the magnitude of some of the stuff I say, maybe just regular stuff, man. But AIs and cars, and that's crazy. It's the future of what it is, and that's why I emphasize once again about being a nerd. Because one thing I think everyone needs to start learning with all this information that's at our fingertips is how to program. You got to learn how to program. Got to, because that's gonna be the dopest right there. And understand how to program. You know what I'm saying? Um, but the weirdest thing that I've seen was about the um, kind of how this information is getting around. That's the thing that killed me. I seen something that um, well, entertainment purpose only, but I seen something saying that satellites really ain't what they're telling us for. That they're for. The the information that we're getting and processing is going through cables, right? Like I just told you about Metrolink came through, whopped off, and if they Metrolink ain't doing old school shit, right? And Metrolink ain't saying, "Hey man, we're gonna do old school shit." You know what I'm saying? We come with the future. They're gonna come with the futuristic stuff, right? Right? I would think so, right? Or maybe the old school shit is the futuristic shit. Maybe land the pipes and the fiber optics and the ground is how it's supposed to be. I'm just guessing here because our Metrolink coming here, land they ain't putting the satellite up. They ground to the ground, right? So I seen something saying that if you look at how the world map or whatever, there's areas where there's areas from each country really that are like linked up with cables underneath the ground, underneath the ocean. It's the information highway, boy, literally. It's the information highway, literally, bro. On God, you know what I'm saying? So, like, dude, this is some weird spaced out stuff. I know, you know what I'm saying? But this is Thailand TV. You know what I'm saying? We delve a little bit deep. You know what I'm saying? We won't go too deep for you to understand, but just enough for you to grasp. And if you're interested enough, you say, hmm. So if you know what I'm saying, if you listen to it, blessings. If you don't, just pass it on, man. It wasn't meant for you. You know what I'm saying? And so that's some dope stuff. That's some dope stuff I learned. Just kind of picking up, like I said, scrolling information, just some information, right? Throw it out there. Thought it was caught my curiosity, so I threw it out back out there to you. But yeah, the wires is under the ground, man. They proved it. They dug up my yard. They did a good job. I need to figure out what their where they seeding is at. The last people that came, because the last people that came that seeded, boy, that thing poof. I was like, dang, I got a mow already, 2 days. But the rest of y'all dug up my stuff, man, and then still pass. Come get you, man. Metrolink tripping, man. You know what I mean? Hey, but I think one of the biggest effects of information highway is the access has become um, a Pandora's box of immediate gratification. I think now everybody wants it now. I think everybody wants it now. I mean, even how I was speaking about before about sports teams and playing as a team and wanting to win championships. Everybody wants it now. Everybody wants the reward, the gratification now. You know, I think that relationships, it's hard for people to have good relationships because people have ulterior motives of wanting it now. I want you to be a finished product now. I want you to take care of whatever I want to take care of now. I want to do whatever I want to do whenever I want to do it now. It's all immediate gratification, and it's because of that little bitty phone or that tablet that's in their hand. Because the accessibility to get more information. We made it like this, man. We wanted you to have everything. You have everything. Everything. You have access to everything. So yeah. You know what I'm saying? Talking about my old heads right now. Right now. What if we what we could do, man. And we had some calmness to us. Y'all want now. But that's okay, because that's how we made y'all too. We made y'all young people gutter, you know what I'm saying? We made y'all want to go out there, go get it when we be the best. We got y'all. You know what I'm saying? But that's why we put it out. That's why we paid the carpet. That's why we rolled out the carpet, pay the road, go do your things. Go do your thing, young kings, young queens. You know what I'm saying? Because back in the day, I mean, think about it back in the day with the whole instant gratification thing. Think about back in the day. We had commercials. We had these things called commercials. And the commercials we had to watch. We had to watch commercials. We had no fucking choice. We knew the commercial was 2 minutes and 37 seconds. It was 3 commercials, 2 minutes and 37 seconds. And then the show was back on. Hey, you got 2 minutes, 37 seconds to go pop that that TV dinner in the microwave. Get that thing, go get your little tray, pull that mug out, bam. Show back on. We had to watch the commercials. Y'all ain't got to do. I remember when TVO came out. That was the first time they gave us a remote control where we could be like, beep, fast forward commercial. No, I'm sorry. First, we record the show, right? So so you young people, this is real shit, right? So we got a little remote control, right? So we had to watch the show at the regular time, right? But then all of a sudden we got this machine called TVO where we could pause the TV finally, pause the show, and let it go, right? So you had to start at the right time. Or the advanced models used to let you record, but the very first model, you can pause that bug, right? Pause it and let the show keep going on. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden you come back and press play, and then when you get to the commercials, you can fast forward past them. You thought you was shit. You thought you was the man. Fast forward past that motherfucking commercial, nigga. Pay him, but show going. You thought you was the illest. They gave us control of the TV. I'm telling y'all, man. We made this world like it is for these young people, man. Gave us control of the TV. Yeah, it was on. It was on, man. Because hey, I remember, matter of fact, and if you go see, that's why I think my era. That's why I think my era is cold, man. We the coldest because my era. I don't know about the older people because they still got to figure out the history books and who's not lying. They still got to figure out who all ain't lying. Somebody lying. Hey, I don't know about y'all people, you know what I'm saying? This high road, like I told you, it's Thailand TV, man, for real. But somebody lying. I don't know what history person is lying, but one of them motherfuckers lying. I don't know who it is, because I done heard stories, I done heard people's, I done heard hymns, I done heard about Buddha, you know what I'm saying? Hey man, one of y'all, Christianity, Catholic, Greek. I done heard about all these people, bro. But one of y'all, I don't know who. I ain't pointing fingers at nobody because I don't do that. I point fingers, you know what I'm saying? One of y'all, they tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, but no, you know what I'm saying? But back in the day, though, back on topic. But no, back in the day, man, we my era, we crossed over so many things, and I came in probably at the tip end of when TV was just getting really started. We were still doing more so stuff with the radio. We wasn't to the advancement. We wasn't to the regression that my elders were. You know what I'm saying? Where they had radio shows. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? 6 o'clock on Monday, they had to listen to the radio show, the Hanky Doodle, whatever dude name is, and that's 6 o'clock Monday. That's it on the radio. So we weren't, but we came at the tail end of that because you know what I'm saying. My mom and them did a lot with the radio on. We didn't really have too much TV, but TV was coming in. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and it was beautiful to watch the transition to what it is today. To be able to jump on this social media venue and to come at you and talk to you and give you my daily affirmations and to then and to the same thing to enjoy the things that you put on there to watch your shows to watch some of the comedic stuff. I love comedy. I love funny stuff. So I really be scrolling through that funny stuff, man. Um, innovative stuff, man, celebratory stuff, man, award stuff, man. Just all the positivity that anybody puts out there. I love that. That's what I think this video medium is for us to do right now. At the same time, I think that the positivity has to have some discipline with it as well. And we as people need to understand how to take that information the same way because this is an information superhighway. You got some people driving 85, you got some people driving 65. So you got to make sure that you understand and be able to cooperate with everybody that's on the road. Say God willing, you know what I'm saying? It's your boy, the Most High, man, and that's one love for y'all, man. But I think that one thing that I want to talk about with old school is um, the home row. I don't even know what the home row is. The home row, the home row, man. The home row is on the keyboard. So on the keyboard, it's that middle row, the beginning, the start. You know what I'm saying? Your start position on the keyboard. That's what it is. That's how I learned what it was. And I don't think any kid knows what that is right now. You know, that's just to touch a bit on that programming, IT. Anybody that would did them right now, hot right now. Hot right now. Hot right now. And it will be even more so. So I I learned a lot when I was in high school about that. We used typewriters. We wrote in cursive, and I think now we're doing texting and emojis. Texting and emojis. Which I brought this up before. I think that's almost a digression. I think that's prehistoric. Almost. I think it's similar to um, drawings on a cave wall. I mean, just if you look at it, that's exactly what emojis are. Emojis are basically the same thing that the cavemen were. And now that's what you see by you see your you look at your thing, right? You look at all your things. Look at all your things. Because I put them up on mine too. You look at all your things. Your texting, your messengers, your posts, your Instagrams, it be all kind of little emojis. All over down the thing. That's what it is now, you know. And not to point or fingers at our population. Um, Everybody gets shots around here, but I think that is a digression of our humane primeval. I think it's primal. I think it's a primal behavior. I think it's face mob. No, nah, your face. Write the word out. But I get it though. I get it, and that's why I always say, what I'm saying. When I was young, I was one of them. The old heads looking like young dude. Now I'm the old head looking at the young dude. But you got to go with it. You got to go with the flow. You got to go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? But I still think that's an art too, because you got to learn. It's all about language. It's all about language. When you full circle and come back around to it, to the beginning of it again, it's all about language. That's really all it is. It's all language. And what if, like back in the day when there was only whoever was here at first, they only spoke one language until the land was split or whatever, the floods came and all, whatever story, like I said, you believe. But what if they all just talked one language? What if similarity to the emoji era is that's the language that everybody. I mean, if you think about it, right? Is it possible that the emojis could be a equal language that could be learned across all nations? If you think about it, if everybody got a phone, right, and everybody just starts understanding what the emojis mean, and they all just start wouldn't that be like because like China, you know what I'm saying? China got their different languages, we got different languages, we got different accents, we got different letters and all that kind of stuff. And somebody writes something in Spanish to me, I'm not gonna know it all. I might know my son, but I'm not gonna know it all. But if somebody writes something in emoji to me, I know it. If a Chinese person wrote something to me in emoji, I know it. If a French person wrote something to me in emoji, I know it. If a guy from Dubai wrote something to me in emoji, I know it. I know some of the stuff I say is weird. I get it, and I apologize. No, I don't. Bust shots around here. You know what I mean? But hey, man, look, it boils back down to communication. Communication, man. Communication is everything. It's everything. I know. I know. I get on these weird tangents, but this is Thailand TV, man. I'm gonna talk about the things and the affirmations that I feel necessary for what the world needs to have. I'm revolutionary, man. Stay with me, man. The things I talk about, man. I'm telling you. Like I said, it was a prophet. I'm a prophet, man. The things I say, you might not get it right there. One day. That's what happened to me. What happened to me. It's like things that I see and hear, whatever. I'll be like, wait a minute. I saw that in a dream when I was 14. I get it. So you know what I mean? That I'm just trying to be that person. I'm just trying to be that person in that moment, telling you hopefully the information that you need at that moment. You know what I'm saying? That's what Thailand TV is for, man. It's free information, man. It's the information highway, bro. You know what I'm saying? You already paid for it. You already paid for it with your time. Most expensive thing that you have in life. You're already paying for it with your time. You gave me your time. Thank you. Blessings.